Hello, this is Torn that connects the political dots. I just finished watching John Kasich on this Sunday morning with Chris Wallace, and was not a very enlightening kind of sort of interview, but it is what it is. It showed you who John Kasich is. Chris Wallace played a clip of Charles Krauthammer calling John Kasich a whiner. John Kasich has been whining about not getting enough coverage, not getting enough press. Donald Trump gets all this, Donald Trump gets all that. Well, then why, when given the opportunity to show up at a debate where Donald Trump wasn't going to be, where you would have the lion's share of the time spoken with you and Ted Cruz, did you not show up? Did you not come to the debate? John Kasich's answer was very interesting. His answer was that he didn't want to show up at the debate without the other candidates. And he also did more town halls than anybody, and he was a great guy. People loved him. That was his answer. He was not challenged on it from that point on. So he was asked a question, obfuscated from it, didn't answer it, and then was not challenged. This is one of the reasons John Kasich did not show up, is not going to show up for the debate tomorrow night. Because he will be challenged on these questions, and he will be outed. You know, I've been thinking that John Kasich is afraid of Ted Cruz because of Ted Cruz's debate skills. But that's not what it is. John Kasich is afraid of his positions in the Republican primary. He's afraid to have his positions actually exposed nationally in the Republican primary, especially right before Arizona. Ted Cruz is going to win Utah. We know this. Ted Cruz is fighting to win Arizona. If John Kasich debates Ted Cruz the night before the Arizona primary, John Kasich loses whatever support he has in Arizona. It's a border state. John Kasich's position on amnesty and the legalization of illegal immigrants would kill him in Arizona. Kind of sort of like it's killing John McCain in Arizona. Kind of sort of like I think Kelli Ward is going to defeat John McCain in the Republican primary for senator August 30th. This is a telltale sign. If John McCain had a lead in what he was believing in, all of the amnesty that he believed in and all that, if all that was winning in Arizona, John McCain would have the lead, John Kasich would have gone to debate. But he has to silence what he believes, because if he speaks loudly, if people understand what he believes, he will suffer the same fate in Arizona that John McCain is about to face. Kelli Ward is going to beat him in the primary. Ted Cruz wins Arizona over Donald Trump. You start to see the writing on the wall. You start to see it. You start to see that Donald Trump is not going to get the nomination. You start to actually feel it. Donald Trump's going to win New York. More than likely win New Jersey. Sure, he'll win those two states. Maybe another. But the lion's share of all of the delegates now are going to go to Ted Cruz. John Kasich staying in because he's delusional, or he's under the control of the Republican of the Republican elites. Take your pick. Either way, he's not fit to be president. I believe that John Kasich is more in control, being controlled by the Republican establishment. And I say that because I don't think you can be as delusional as he would have to be to believe he can be president and rise to the position of governor of Ohio, unless the people of Ohio are idiots. So I believe he's being controlled. And I believe that because the Republican establishment would prefer not those that are getting the lion's share of the vote, but those that are getting the lemming share. They want somebody in there that they can control. So they're going to stick with John Kasich as long as they possibly can. Hope for they're going to hope for what they say is going to be a contested convention and try to make it a brokered one. That's what the establishment is going to do. Ted Cruz wins Arizona. The writing's on the wall. He's going to get the nomination. John Kasich can stay in this race until the very end and not get over 300 delegates. You hear what I'm saying? John Kasich could stay in this race from now until the end and not get 300 delegates. What does that tell you about him? What does that say? What it says to me is he's a spoiler. And he's not a spoiler for Donald Trump. Because Ted Cruz is going to stop Donald Trump from getting the nomination. What John Kasich is doing is stopping Ted Cruz from getting the nomination. I don't want him to drop out of the race. I want him to stay in. And I want the Republican voters in this primary to show how insignificant John Kasich is and how powerless the establishment is. You cannot support John Kasich. A vote for John Kasich is a vote for John McCain in Arizona. That's what it is. Go Ted Cruz. Go Kelli Ward.